Hi guys, welcome back to the channel for today's upload. Um, I didn't upload during the weekend, and the reason being is that I usually don't like uploading during the weekend because it's basically a seller's market, it's not a buyer's market, and what I'm trying to do here on this channel is to show you guys which cards to buy, which cards to invest in, and during the weekend I usually don't like investing. It's mostly selling time. So this is the reason why I did not upload. Now today we're going to talk about a few things. This video might be a bit longer than usual, but just stick there. There's going to be some important points that I'm going to make. So let's begin. You guys can see on the top left corner, I have only 11K, which is very unusual, but there is a reason why, which I'm gonna show you guys. So let's begin with the transfer list. So I sold Cannavaro, took a 20K loss on this card, which I really wanted to get out before lightning rounds on Friday. So I went ahead and took the coins on him, which 20K I'm pretty happy to lose in the moments. Now, speaking about the moments cards, before we continue, if you guys want to use a moments card, icon moments, then go ahead and buy him, use him, but make sure that you're not trading with those cards. I've tried a ton trading with those cards, and I'd say that there is times where I make 100K on those cards, and there's time where I lose 200-300K on those cards. They're very tough to trade with. People literally do not trust those cards because every weekend those cards go down. And the reason being is that this year, compared to previous years, you can only pack prime and moments cards at the moment. They are the only ones in packs, and the supply is currently bigger than the demand on those cards. So I would not advise trading with the moments. The only way you can trade with them is during lightning rounds. What you can do here, I do think I've showed this before, but in case if you guys are new to the channel, then this is the filter which I usually use, and you can make a ton of coins. You go on basic, you put basically what you can afford, and if you go on 1,000,000 coins, this is what I usually use. You can get to the 59th minute way quicker than if you don't use the basic chem style. And you just hop in there and you have a look at the 59th minute. There is times where you will see a 200K undercut on those icons, and this is a way that you can buy the cards during lightning round, and I guarantee you that within an hour those cards will rebound. And just make sure you sell them before the next lightning round, which will be the next day. So usually when I buy them, I usually buy them during the final lightning round, which is usually the ultimate pack. So this is a way that you can trade with the moments, but do not hold them. They will only lose value. De Bruyne, I bought at 600K flat, so I made quite some coins on this trade. Griezmann, if you guys look at the upload on Friday, I bought him for my team. Unfortunately, well, I had bought him at 1.54, so there is some profit on that card, which I'm happy about, but unfortunately I used him in my team. He's very good. I would definitely recommend, but once again, when the gameplay is not smooth, he feels a bit heavy on the ball, which is very unusual for a guy that has 93 agility and 85 balance, but he feels very heavy on the ball. And the reason being might be his pace. The pace being 87, 86, even with a hunter, he usually should be 97, 96, but he does not feel like this, and he gets pushed off the ball very easily, which may be the 66 strength. But once again, I cannot use a hawk on him. He becomes way too slow. So unfortunately, he's just not usable for me in my playstyle. So I went ahead and took the coins on him, which once again, I made profit, so I'm happy with. Koulibaly's, when I bought that card for 85 up to 88, I was telling you guys to buy this card, and the reason being was that during the mid-icon upgrade pack when it was dropped, the regular 89 rated gold Koulibaly was selling for more expensive than what his inform was selling for at 85, 88. And once again, looking at Oblak being 91, selling for 110, I was thinking that this card was a discount, but I did not know that it would be such a good deal that when the party bag SBC dropped, Koulibaly 89 rated gold card was selling for more expensive than the inform. So I was just lazy listing them and they were selling like hotcakes. So I made a lot of coins on that trade. Three of them sold out of the five that I had. So 85K is what I paid for. I made around 120K selling those three cards, which I'm very, very happy. But I do think anytime you see weakness on this card, just pick it up. There is times where he does drop a lot. I had a Havertz that I bought at 415 with a Hunter. I got very lucky. Somebody lazy bought him at 526, and the very next day he dropped back down below 400K, which I got very lucky with. During the weekend, I sold Lucas Hernandez, which I had packed at 274. He did rise all the way up to 290, but at that time I just needed the coins, so I went ahead and took the coins on him at 274. This is a card that I packed, so this is pure profit for me. I got a Lozano lazy sale at 146. They were bought at around 90 to 95K, which means that there is quite some profit on that card. Korea, once again, lazy sale at 139. They were all bought at 85, so this is pretty good profit. I had a ton of Voland, which I had invested in when the mid-icon upgrade pack came out. The 84s were selling for, the 84 rated informs were selling for 12K. So I had bought a ton of them. I had around 3 or 4 Voland left, which I had around 20 of him at the beginning, and I took the coins at 24.5, which looks pretty good. But at the moment, he's selling at around 26, so this is pretty good for me. I had a lot of Sydney's, which I had invested on at 12K. I just knew, being from La Liga, being a center back, which is the position that rises the most in terms of solutions when they come out. And I had 2 left. Both of them lazy sold for 32,250, which I'm happy with. Now, I did tell you guys to make club stock on high rated because I did think that the Foot Birthday Guarantee SBC would come out. It did come out a bit earlier than what I had predicted, but because I did think that it would come out on a Friday or on a Saturday, which is the upcoming Friday or Saturday, but it did come out a bit earlier. Now, the club stock, all of them were bought during lightning rounds. Some of them, like, I did not buy as much as I wanted to because I did think that I would get another opportunity at buying them on rewards day. But the ones that I had bought, they basically sold at max price, which is just crazy. Neuer was bought at around, I don't even remember how much I bought him for, but I just know that this is massive profit. Thiago Silva, I think I'd bought him at around 30K during lightning rounds. Bernardo Silva around 30K as well. Pjanic was bought for, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere around 22. Rakitic were all bought at 16K. Same goes for Parejo. Parejo was also bought at around 15K. Bonucci's I was buying at 23. I had around 4 of him. I kept 2 to show you guys, but max price there at 45. I do think Parejo is also at max price and Pjanic as well. Verratti, 250 coins below max price if I'm not mistaken. He was also bought at 15K during lightning rounds. Here's another Parejo at max price. Immobile was bought at 14K. I had around 10 Netos that I had bought at 12K and 11.5. So he sold at max price as well. Sule max price, he was extinct on the market at some point. So what I did with the coins now, I still have okay, just a second there. Okay, so they're expiring. So I still do have all the investments which I had made in terms of the team of the week. I still have the Rashford, which is fresh, which I'm trying to sell at the moment. I do think he's the cheapest on the market at the moment, being fresh. There's only 5 left. Last time I checked. I still have De Bruyne's, all of them still there. Kolasinac, if you guys bought, then I was buying him at 12.5 up to 13.5. He's currently around 18K, which is very good, but I'm still holding because I do think, being from the Prem, being a left back, he is going to rise way more than that. I'm not going to sell him until he's at least 22, 23. So what I did with all those coins during the panic of the Foot Birthday, the party bag, I bought a Havertz at 388. I spent around 2.5 mil, which is what I had at that time. So I bought a Havertz at 388. I bought a bunch of Lozanos at 91. I bought a bunch of Ndidi's at 60, which I do think Ndidi is one of the player that will rise the most out of packs once the current team of the week expires. Here are the other Lozanos, which I bought at 91. The other Ndidi's, I bought a few Lucas Moura at 115 and 120, which I do think is very, very cheap for him. I bought a bunch of new Correas at 81, 80 to 81, which I do think at the moment he should be somewhere around 90. So I do think this was a great investment in my opinion. I bought a lot of cards. I bought another Pepe at 85. He's currently around 90. So I did not list those cards so that I can show you guys, because otherwise they would mix up with the current investments which I do have in my transfer list. So these are the cards that I bought. I did make a new investment. There are some that are currently in my club, but basically it's the same ones that were just dupes. So I'm not gonna show that to you guys, but I did make a new investment, which I do think at the moment, if you guys want to invest in Foot Birthday cards, then Foot Birthday are currently at their cheapest in my opinion. I personally do not see them dropping more than that. The reason being is that on rewards day, there will be more demand than the supply. Those cards are very hard to pack. In my opinion, a lot of them are being listed by EA, but they're very, very hard to pack. And once again, the demand will be very high. So I bought a bunch of Eggstein, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I bought a bunch of him at around 60 up to 65. I do think this card has very, very high potential of rising, and the reason being is that he's 5-star skiller from the Bundesliga, being a CDM. Once again, I do think he's one of the best CDMs from the Bundesliga with Delaney headliner. So I do think having 99 stamina, very good physicals, very good defending, very good dribbling. He can finish as well, 70 finishing, which is very good. His passing is top notch. If you apply a shadow on this card, this is a very, very usable card in my opinion, and I do think this card will rise a ton. I also invested in a few Hubners there at 10,750, so I bought a few of him. I do think him being a center back from the Bundesliga will get included in a ton of solutions. So I do think this is a card that can rise up to 20k very, very easily. So I did invest in him as well. Now, speaking about the current Foot Birthday, here are my favorite investments. If you guys are interested to see that, then I do think those cards have the highest potential of rising. So one of them being Douglas Costa. The reason behind this investment that I will make is that, first of all, he's strong links to Cristiano Ronaldo, which is a very, very big advantage in my opinion. If you want a strong link Cristiano Ronaldo, then you do have to use Dybala, which is one option, and Douglas Costa. Now, why I'm thinking Douglas Costa can rise very easily, the reason being is that, first of all, there's no left wingers in the Serie A. There's him, there's Mertens, there may be one or two others that I'm currently forgetting about, but him being the best one, being 5-star is a massive advantage. If you're worried about the finishing, then if you apply a dead eye on him, because he has very good pace, his finishing goes up to 90 if I'm not mistaken. His attack positioning maxes out. Well, the whole shooting category maxes out. The passing becomes insane. So this is a very, very good card in my opinion to invest in. I do think he's currently around 570, which is a very good buy in my opinion. The other player is Di Maria. Di Maria, once again, being 5-star, will attract a lot of interest, because at the moment, having Neymar on the left wing being 5-star, there is Mbappe, which is also in the Foot Birthday Squad 1, which is also a 5-star, and then Di Maria on the right being 5-star. And once again, if you have a look at his stats are insane. I do think this is another card that will rise a ton out of packs. Another guy which I'm very interested on is Gareth Bale. Gareth Bale being a player that a lot of people like. and all of his cards are not very much usable. If you compare this card being 4-star, 3-star, medium, medium, this card is medium, medium as well, but having 4-star, 5-star. Now, the 5-star weak foot is very, very appreciated. A lot of people will want to buy this card. If you look at just the graph of this card, it has dropped during the foot birthday party bag, but before that he was trading at around 2.2. I do think this is a price that is very realistic for him to get back to. So this is another investment which I really, really like if you guys have a lot of coins. um the other card which I think has one of the biggest potentials to rise is Danny DaCosta. Danny DaCosta, let me just find that card first. Below 200k, you just can't go wrong on this card. He's strong links to Boateng. He's the best right back, in my opinion, on paper, due to the stats in the whole game. I do not see a better right back than him on the game. 99 stam, the physicals are just insane. The defending is really, really good. The pace is good. Maybe the acceleration is an issue, but not all that much because of the sprint speed, which even with an anchor maxes out. But the dribbling is very good on this card. The passing is really, really good. The skill moves being 5-star, high. This, in my opinion, this is the card that will rise one of the most once it goes out of packs, because once again, this is a very, very FIFA player. If you guys have played FIFA 19, then he was also one of the most used right back in the game as well. His team of the year was just insane. So I do think this is a very good investment. Yesterday he did drop below 200k, but unfortunately I did not have enough coins. And the last investment, which I really like, is Egestein, but I did show you guys that I invested on this card. Now, a lot of people have been asking, how do you get undercuts? So I'm going to show an example here very fast. If you have a look at a guy like Danny DaCosta, I do not think he has any special cards at the moment. So what you do, you just put it up at 10 to 50 so that you eliminate all the UCL blues and the gold rares. And then you put his price, which is currently, I think it's around 210. So what you do, if you want an undercut, then you just put it down at 209 or maybe even 205. You put that one up to max price, and you just spend like 5 minutes on the card doing this, and you will end up getting undercuts, whether it's 209 or it may also be 200k. But you just have to make sure that your fingers are fast enough to snipe the card. Most of the time, by doing this while looking for maybe a 2-3k undercut, I've gotten cards that have, look at that, 205. And I've gotten cards that are maybe 20k cheaper than the next cheapest ones. So this is a way of how to get undercuts. It can be done with any cards. Just make sure that a few cards have a lot of special cards. Like let's take Mo Salah as an example. If you guys put that up to 100k, up to maybe 700, you will see multiple different special cards of him. So do make sure that you have the right filter on him. So this is how to get the undercuts. One investment which I'm very interested on, if you guys have the coins, then do have a look. If you guys can maybe start making club stock of UCL blue cards. I do think we're due for a throwback, whether it's marquee moments or marquee matchups. I do think it's marquee moments, but a throwback one for the UCL Champions League. I do think this is something which is coming up, and it may come out anytime this week or maybe the upcoming week, but I would bet on it being this week. A lot of people have already started investing on them, because you guys can see they're already around 1200 coins, but you may get some at cheaper, maybe from other leagues, like for example the Bundesliga. Let's have a look at that. Now Bayern will always be more expensive. Let's have a look at Leipzig there, special 1200. So there's a ton. Just make sure that if you guys make a club stock on them, then do make sure that you have more rares than non-rares. And how to know, when you guys open the details on the players, it will show you right there on the bottom left corner, which will be UEFA Champions League common or rare. So have a look at that. Maybe make a club stock on both commons and rares, but mostly on rares. Once again, I do think the fodders are very much investable at the moment. Maybe wait for some kind of supply, I would say on rewards day. Let me just have a look if the 85s have dropped. I always like to look at Neto to in order to know if the fodders are if the 85 rateds are high, because that's a guy from La Liga having Brazilian links. So this is very interesting. But once again, on rewards day, make a club stock on fodders. The reason being is that the party bag which we got, now I did complete it, so I'm not able to show you guys, but I'm not sure if it will show you guys the details on it. So okay, so I won't be able to see it, but either way, make a club stock on it. And the reason being is that this foot birthday party bag which we got had only the team one of the foot birthday in it. So I do think EA might repeat the same one, but with the second team. If not, they may put out an SBC that will be only foot birthday, but team 1 and team 2. So I do think this is a very strong possibility. A lot of people are currently not talking about this, so this may be the opportunity to maybe make a club stock during lightning rounds, or maybe rewards. I would say rewards is better, because we may get this SBC on a Friday, because the foot birthday cards do come out of packs on Friday. So I do think if it does not come out on Friday, then just go ahead during lightning rounds and buy some more fodders. Just have a club stock, because I really think that we're gonna get a foot birthday SBC, which will be pretty expensive in my opinion, but for both teams combined. So this is a possibility because we did not get the SBC that had team 2 included. So I do think this is a strong possibility. In terms of trading, if you guys see any undercuts on the market, do buy them. I do think we're gonna see one of the strongest market of the year very soon during rewards day. I do think the market will be super high, and the reason being, you can already see it right there. A lot of cards are not dropping. Usually Mo Salah drops all the way down to 630, 620 after weekend league. So I do think a lot of people are holding their cards and not selling them. And once again, the injection of coins on the market is once again being the reason why those cards are not dropping all that much, because a lot of people having a lot of coins, they're investing on the market. If not, they're not needing to sell their cards anymore after weekend league. And this may be the reason why we're not seeing a drop off in a lot of cards. One card which I would advise you guys to buy, now I'm not sure if he has risen already, but this De Bruyne last night was trading at around 220k. This is a card which I really like, and the reason being is that every weekend, if you look at his graph, he does shoot up all the way up to maybe 280. So he has already gone up, but if you guys see any panic, then get the 92 Kevin De Bruyne. This card always rises during weekend a ton. It's a very popular card. This is a card that I've been tracking, and yesterday, unfortunately, I did not have the coins to invest on him, but I do think this is a very good card to trade with. Now, informs have been doing really well. If you guys are in tension regarding the 82s that we had bought a week ago, they're currently trading at around the same price, if not maybe 1k more expensive. I do think there is a possibility that they rise a ton once the mid-icon upgrade pack comes out from the game. And the reason being is that currently the fodders are so expensive that people cannot afford putting an 82 or maybe even an 83 into that 85 rated segment, because then they would need to put the 87s and 88 to compensate that. So because of the fodders being very expensive, the 82 rated informs are not really gaining in value. But once again, it takes one SBC for EA to release. Like, for example, if it's an 84 rated squad that requires an inform, trust me guys, people will go and buy team of the week 82 rated, or if not even lower than that. So I do think the 82s will rise a ton, but all it takes is a bit of supply on the SBC fodders, which are the 85s and plus. Once they drop, the informs, the 82 rated, will gain a lot in value. So do not go ahead and sell them at the moment. Do hold on to them. There will come a time where these cards will gain at least 6 to 7k, and that will be the selling time. So those are some easy coins. I do think if you have spare coins, it would not be a bad shout to keep investing in them. Like this Hubner guy, which I showed you guys, I do think this card will rise a ton once it's out of packs. So this is pretty much it. This is what I wanted to show you guys, a quick update about my account, what I've bought. These are basically the cards that I invested on, and I'm still holding a good portion of my cards because I do think the market will rise very, very much. So this is pretty much it. If you guys appreciated the content, then do give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.